Walk through any supermarket and you'll find meat from surprisingly few kinds of animals. Beef, chicken, pork, lamb, and fish appear almost everywhere people buy food today. But you've probably never seen lion, wolf, eagle, or bear sold beside them. It seems strange because predator meat looks perfectly edible at first glance. So why did humans build civilizations around prey animals instead of powerful predators? The answer begins millions of years before farms, cities, or even permanent human settlements. Ancient humans didn't choose food from menus. They hunted whatever kept them alive. Every hunt demanded precious energy, careful planning, teamwork, and an enormous amount of risk. Choosing the wrong animal could waste energy or even cost hunters their lives. The real reason has almost nothing to do with taste, and everything to do with nature. Imagine standing on an African grassland searching for your family's next meal. Ahead you spot a deer grazing peacefully and a lion watching from nearby. Which animal would you risk hunting if your family's survival depended on success? Ancient hunters learned dangerous lessons through countless generations of experience and survival. Every hunt cost precious energy long before anyone even reached their chosen animal. The more energy hunters spent, the greater their food reward needed to become. A single deer could feed many people without fighting like a desperate predator. A lion offered meat too, but reaching it carried enormous deadly risks. One choice offered food. The other could easily turn hunters into the hunted. But danger alone still doesn't explain why humans rarely eat predator meat today. The biggest reason begins with an invisible rule that controls every living ecosystem. Every animal survives by getting energy from something lower in the food chain. At every step, most of that valuable energy simply disappears into everyday life. Grass stores sunlight. Deer eat grass. Lions eat deer. Energy keeps shrinking every step. By the time energy reaches predators, surprisingly little remains inside their bodies. A deer provides much more usable food than a predator of similar size. Nature wastes enormous energy every time food moves higher through the food chain. Scientists call this one of ecology's most important principles for understanding food webs. Ancient humans couldn't explain ecology, but experience taught exactly the same lesson repeatedly. But energy isn't the only reason predators make terrible food for humans. Even after catching a predator, another invisible danger still remained hidden inside the meat. Predators often carry parasites collected from every animal they have already eaten. Each meal passes parasites higher through the food chain until reaching top predators. Herbivores usually carry fewer dangerous parasites than animals eating other animals every day. Higher positions in food chains usually mean greater exposure to harmful organisms and toxins. Ancient hunters quickly learned some meals carried risks far beyond sharp teeth and claws. Nature quietly rewards animals choosing safer food sources instead of unnecessary dangerous meals. One deer could feed families with far less danger than hunting powerful carnivores. The smartest hunters weren't always the bravest. They simply made better survival decisions consistently. But one final reason made predator meat an even worse choice throughout human history. Even if predator meat were completely safe, another major problem would still remain. Predators survive only by eating many other animals throughout their entire lives. Producing one predator requires enormous amounts of prey and valuable natural resources. Herbivores turn plants directly into meat much more efficiently than predators ever can. Ancient humans naturally focused on animals that offered the greatest reward for their effort. One healthy deer could feed many people without wasting precious hunting energy. Nature quietly rewarded efficient hunters while punishing unnecessary risks with failure. Over thousands of generations, these practical decisions slowly became human survival strategies. Eventually, humans stopped merely hunting prey and discovered something far more powerful instead. That new idea would completely transform human history and change food forever. Instead of chasing predators, humans discovered they could raise peaceful prey animals themselves. Wild animals slowly became domesticated through generations of careful human selection and protection. Herbivores accepted human presence. Predators usually remained dangerous and impossible to control. A single family could manage goats, sheep, and cattle with surprisingly little danger. Different herbivores provided meat, milk, hides, wool, and dependable sources of valuable food. One cow could provide far more than food alone for ancient communities. Predators offered almost none of these long-term benefits to growing human societies. Choosing prey animals helped villages grow into larger, stronger, and more stable civilizations. Domestication quietly became one of humanity's greatest survival breakthroughs in history. Yet modern science discovered another surprising reason predator meat remains an uncommon human food. Today, scientists understand predator meat far better than ancient hunters ever possibly could. Some harmful chemicals become increasingly concentrated as predators consume many different prey animals. Scientists call this process biomagnification, one of ecology's most important hidden patterns. Herbivores usually contain fewer accumulated toxins than animals feeding high on food chains. This doesn't mean predator meat is always poisonous, but risks become noticeably greater. Nature rewards efficient food chains because every step wastes valuable energy and resources. Everything points toward the same conclusion repeated across ecosystems throughout the natural world. Humans didn't avoid predators because they feared them. They avoided wasting precious survival opportunities. Generation after generation, smarter food choices helped humans survive, multiply, and build civilizations. So here's the surprising truth. Humans actually can eat predator meat under certain circumstances. People across history have occasionally eaten predator meat, especially during extreme survival situations. Bears, crocodiles, sharks, and some big cats have all been eaten occasionally. But these meals were rare exceptions, never dependable food sources for entire civilizations. No major civilization ever depended primarily on predator meat for everyday survival. The smartest survival strategy was finding food that returned more than it demanded. One peaceful herd could feed generations more reliably than countless dangerous predator hunts. Better food choices created healthier families, larger villages, stronger economies, and lasting civilizations. Sometimes the strongest decision isn't fighting harder, it's choosing the wiser path instead. That simple choice quietly shaped thousands of years of human history and progress. So the answer was never simply about taste, it was always about survival and efficiency. So here's the complete picture, beginning with nature's invisible rules millions of years ago. Plants captured sunlight first, creating the energy supporting every animal living above them. Herbivores transformed plants directly into food, making them efficient meals for hungry humans. Ancient hunters slowly recognized these patterns without understanding the science behind them. Repeated success transformed practical hunting choices into traditions passed through countless generations. Eventually, humans stopped following prey and began raising animals close to their homes. Peaceful herbivores quietly became the foundation of nearly every successful civilization on Earth. Predators remained hunters, while herbivores became trusted partners throughout human history. Choosing efficient food sources quietly shaped the future of our entire species. That's why supermarkets still look remarkably similar almost everywhere across the modern world. So here's the full picture, hidden inside every meal humans have ever chosen. Plants became herbivores. Herbivores fed humans, and civilizations quietly grew from that decision. Predators survived by hunting, while humans survived by choosing smarter food sources instead. One peaceful cow changed history far more than the strongest lion ever could. Survival has never rewarded strength alone. It rewards efficiency, cooperation, and wise decisions. Every supermarket quietly reflects millions of years of human evolution and practical choices. Notice what's missing from every shelf. That absence tells humanity's greatest survival story. The answer was never about courage, it was always about choosing the better investment. Understanding simple choices helps us understand the remarkable story of being human itself. Next time you choose dinner, remember evolution already made that decision millions of years ago.